Hi again, welcome back. So happy to see you again. In the past few videos, we went and covered what we can do for you as the MLS, as well as the different benefits that you guys have being a part of our family. Next, I want to cover the setting up of your account in your matrix system. And the reason why this is important, guys, is because the information that you set there is going to be that backbone for the branding and the communication that you send your clients for anything that comes out of the MLS system. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Now, I know you guys have already watched the previous videos, so you already know how to log into your matrix system, but I'm just going to do it so if you haven't watched before, you're just going to go to that matrix.highcentralmls.com website and then throw in your MLS login information. And then you're going to head over to the matrix icon, click on that, and that's going to bring you here to your matrix dashboard. Now, guys, I just want to go over first this dashboard itself and the setup. As you can see, you have all of these different boxes here for you guys to look at. They're called widgets, okay? So you're going to hear me refer to these different movable boxes as widgets. And all you guys have to do in order to move them around is click on the box when you have that four-cornered arrow, and you can move it around based off of your preferred workflow. The only box that isn't movable and is static is your news and alerts box. And the reason for that is because we put important information there at times that we would like you guys to know and have top of mind. So that's why we leave it there, because we want to make sure that that doesn't move and you know always where to find information or important information regarding the MLS. So those are what are on your matrix dashboard, but let's get into the different widgets and what they can do and how you can use them in your business. So first up in my workflow is my market watch. So essentially what this is it helps you keep an eye on the market. Exactly what it sounds like, right? So it tells you how many new listings are on the market, back on market, in escrow, etc. for the residential market as of today. The cool thing about this is you guys can choose to customize that market watch section by residential, lot land, cross property, etc., as well as set how much time you want for the information to show, right? So do you want the past 3 days worth of data for new listings back on market? Of course, with how hot the market is right now, I choose to leave it to know, hey, what's new on the market today? Because then I can use my hot sheets or other forms to check and see what's current within the last 24 hours. From here, you can also choose to customize this information by clicking this customize button, and then you guys can go in and actually say, okay, do I want single family only? Do I want condos only? Do I want rentals only, right? And then you guys can, if you were so choosing to set price points, bedrooms, bathrooms, buildings, and all of this information as a part of your market watch, and then you can save it, right? So when you do that, when you go in, you're going to see all of the upcoming information based off of your criteria that you set. The next widget that I tend to look at in my workflow when I first log into the matrix system is my hot sheets. And the reason being is because it tells me the different status changes that have happened since the last time I looked. The cool thing about hot sheets is you can customize them and add additional hot sheets to your widget. If you come down here to the customize button, all you have to do is go ahead and add a new widget, or add a new sheet, select the type of information you're looking for, and then name it. From there, you can select the hot sheet that you're wanting to edit, and you can click edit criteria. Do you want to know the different change types that are happening, the different property types, right? So you could choose to say, you know what, I only want to see one for single families, I only want to see one for condos, and then keep them separate. In my instance, I was like, you know what, we're going to keep them both. You can add your different criteria and add additional fields as well, and then just click that save button. So from there, anytime I want to go into my hot sheet, I can click into it and I can see which new properties have come on the market since the 26th, since I've logged in, right? I can also go in and see which properties have gone from temporarily withdrawn to active, in escrow showing to active, etc. If there have been price decreases and when those changes occurred. So the hot sheets are really nice because again, they're time stamped, right? It tells you right here, when was the last time I took a look at this specific hot sheet and what has happened in the market to these listings since then. So lots of helpful information there for you guys to take a look at when it comes to your hot sheets. The next two widgets that I have on the top of my screen are the concierge and recent portal visitors widgets. So that's these two widgets here. Now, until you guys have created an auto email or sent listings to one of your clients, these widgets are not going to show. But the reason that I have them for my personal setup at the top right hand corner is because when I log in, I want to know, do I have properties that require approval for concierge mode, and which of my clients have visited their portal recently. So again, you guys shouldn't have them right off the bat, but as you start sending listings and you start interacting with your clients through the matrix system, you guys will have these widgets that you can add and move around on your matrix dashboard. Up next on the widget train, I have my favorite searches widget right here, guys. And what this is, ideally used for, in my opinion, would be for those searches that you do on a consistent basis, that you like to keep top of mind as well, just to help you stay up to date on what's going on in the market. So you can have a total of 10 favorite searches on your favorite searches widget, and I'm going to show you how to organize that as you start to have more than 10 saved searches or favorite searches throughout your career. But I do want to show you a quick little tip that is really interesting. So instead of taking the time to go in and check each search to see if there's any updates, all you guys have to do is come down here to this bottom right hand corner where it says update all, click on that, and it's going to tell you if your saved search has any new searches that have populated since the last time you looked. So as you can see, my Metro 2-bed 2-bath under 500,000 has 2 new matches. If I want to see what those are, all I have to do is click that number 2, and I can see the 2 options that show up and populate for me there. But let's go back to the dashboard, and I want to show you guys. Okay, let's say I have more than 10 searches currently here in my favorite searches widget, and I want to change the ones that show or replace one. All I have to do, guys, come up here to my matrix at the top and go down to saved searches. Again, my matrix and saved searches. Click on that saved searches icon and I'll see the different saved searches that I have currently in my system. From here, if I want to add a one of these searches back to my saved searches widget, all I have to do is click on the settings section of that specific search and then come down here to the enable as favorite search on home tab section. Click that button, click save, and now that has been added to my favorite searches widget right there. Okay, now again, if that's something that you guys want to remove from your saved searches section, all you have to do is go to my matrix, saved searches, go back to the listing that you just set, go to settings, click off that enable as favorite search home tab button, click save, and it has been removed from my favorite searches widget. Now for me, this widget isn't as big of a priority just because I'm not a practicing realtor, so I don't really use it that often. This widget might be something you guys might want to move up higher in your workflow, but that's the My Listings widget. And again, remember, if this is something you guys want higher up, just drag and drop, right? But essentially, it's your quick link to your listings, whether you have editable listings, incoming listings, if you want to see your office active listings, guys, all of that information's here. If you want an update on how many you have on either of those options, all you have to do is click that refresh button. Next up, we have the InfoSparks widget, which is this one right here, guys. It's just another example of how you can take the data that you pull from the InfoSparks platform and embed it into your website to give you information and share that information in an easy to read way. One of the questions that gets asked pretty frequently in our InfoSparks classes is, how do you know when the data was last updated if you have it set? Down here in the bottom right hand corner, it will tell you when the data was last updated and when it was pulled. So take a look at the InfoSparks stats, and this will help you stay up to date on what's going on with the trends in the market regarding any of these different tabs, guys. The next widget we're going to go over is your My Carts widget, which is this one right here. And guys, think of your My Carts section like how you would when you're shopping online. So for instance, say you're looking at a whole bunch of different listings, what you can do is add all of the properties that you like into a shopping cart, which at the end of your perusing, you can then send to your client. So as you've created your cart, all you have to do is click on that cart, and then you can either choose to email those specific listings to your client, or if you were running a search on different comparables, you guys could go and take the comparables that you've put into a cart and create a CMA. The other cool thing that will save you a ton of time when it comes to and why you should create a cart is because it's going to help you to create a showing tour, right? So if you click on all of the properties you want to include in your showing tour from your cart, all you have to do is click this showing time icon, and it will direct you to the showing time page where you can go in and create your showing tour for your client, which can then be sent to them with directions and times. Okay, so that is essentially what your cart widget is for. This widget here, your external links widget, is just a bunch of frequently asked for links that our team here tends to get on a very regular basis. So to make it easy for you guys, what we've done is just set those into the external links widget so you guys have quick access to it in the future. And then lastly, our final widget that I have, at least on my dashboard, is the additional tabs widget. So this has all of the widgets that I personally don't want on my matrix dashboard. And you guys can have any of your widgets here. Your My Stats widget is going to give you all of the stats for you as a realtor. The Matrix Learning Lab is going to be a link to the Matrix Learning Lab system. Your contact requests is going to be all of the site generated leads from your agent webpage. So if you choose to set up your agent webpage, anyone who requests for more information that's not currently in your contacts will be sent through your My Contacts request widget. And then lastly, your recent use contacts. This is just going to tell you who you've updated recently with their information. I also realized I need to show you guys how to pull out your widgets from your additional widget section or put them in there. So let's say I want to take out my recent use contacts widget. All I have to do is hover over the icon till I get those dotted lines, click it, and drag it out of my additional tabs widget, and there it is. Now, if it's something that I want to minimize, but I don't want it to necessarily disappear from my matrix dashboard, I can click this arrow on the right-hand side, and it will minimize the screen. Again, if I want to expand it again, all I have to do is click that arrow again for that down arrow. And if I don't want it on my matrix dashboard anymore because I want it to clean up this side, all I have to do is come up here to the top right-hand corner where that X is, click that X button, and it goes back into the additional widgets widget. Since we've addressed widgets, let's move on to the rest of what your matrix dashboard can do for you. So we're gonna go ahead and scroll up to the top where you have your My Matrix toolbar. The first section that I want to go over for this is your My Matrix tab. For all of these sections, guys, if you just hover over the tab and there's an available drop down, that's where you're going to be able to see the different areas that are under that system. So if you do My Matrix, you have access to all of these things. If you wanted to add a contact or edit your contact, this is where you could do it. Again, editing your auto emails or manage those, manage your concierge emails, your listings, your CMAs, essentially anything regarding your Matrix system, and managing and editing that is going to be found in your My Matrix tab. The next section is your search section. So this is how you can search the Matrix system, guys, if you're looking for property searches, if you're looking for agent information, office information, open houses. All of that information is here for you guys to access under your search tab. The next section is your statistics section, and this is where you can pull information out of the MLS to create your own reporting if you want, right? This is an avenue that you can explore. Otherwise, again, you do have that InfoSparks platform to utilize. The next section is that realist tax tab. Now, this isn't really a drop down because it's just a link again to that realist tax platform for you. So that's what that is there. Financing is going to help you with determining and projecting estimates for yourself or your clients. You can click on any of these options to help you figure out those numbers. And again, these are just guidelines. They're not actual hard numbers. It's just going to help you to give ideas either to your clients or to yourselves regarding what profit you could potentially looking at. The links section, guys, this is where you have all of our links that people have called in about. So we have things regarding the High Central MLS system. We have things regarding High Central MLS rules and regs, your training resources, property tax information, plat maps, reference links. Guys, tons of information here. So if you have time, make sure to look through it. It's going to help you so much more to familiarize yourself with a lot of the information that you can find here. The input section is where you guys are going to input your listings, right? So input and then go to input, and you guys are able to add or edit your different listings here. And then lastly, your market reports section. This is where you guys can pull different reports if you want. Again, I don't have access to that because I am not a practicing agent, but you guys would be able to pull your information there. And then as we move along over here to the right, this bell icon just lets you know if you've set up a concierge email that you have listings that are requiring your approval. You would just click that and then click into it. And then lastly over here, your drop down section you have is your word hello and your name. You click on that and you have access to your settings and getting help, right? So if you click on that settings icon, it's going to give you all of this information here, which I will touch on in a little bit. And then of course, if you guys have questions or you need additional resources, you can just go to that help section and type in any information that you're looking for here. It's going to pull up a video or a step-by-step tutorial for you there. So let's move on to the section just below your Matrix toolbar, which starts with your speed bar. And the great thing about the speed bar, as you progress through your career and you start to know these shorthand codes, is it's going to save you time when conducting a property search or looking up a specific MLS number. Because what you're going to be able to do is throw that information in here and click search versus having to conduct the search and put all of the requirements in. If you want to start learning what those different shorthand codes are to start learning now, just click over here to this question mark where it says click for speed bar search examples, and it's going to give you all of the different shorthand codes that you might need to know in order to conduct a search using the speed bar shortcut moving forward. The next thing I want to draw your attention to is this recent searches section, and it does exactly what it sounds like, guys. It pulls up your most recent searches, or I guess it's a history of your most recent searches. The beauty of this is it saves the last 15 searches in the system for you, and it tells you the exact criteria you used, when you when you accessed it, and then the number of listings in each setting. So take a look at these different things, guys, and I'm excited to get more into this with you. Thank you so much again for joining me. Till next time.